I'm Tyler Schumann, and we've got our cameraman Randy Singleton behind the camera.
And
we are NAC News.
So, have you been watching middle school basketball lately?
Yeah, I've been to a few games. They've been playing pretty good.
Yeah, I have a story about that. Let's roll that now. Hi, I'm Cameron Coulter, and I'm here with NBA 2K star Mr. Weston, junior high girls basketball coach. And we're going to be talking about his team and his season this year.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
So, what are your expectations for this season?
Really looking forward to teaching the girls, especially at junior high level. You're looking to develop your players so they're learning a lot of new things, new concepts, and really trying to prepare them for high school. Really, you don't hang a lot of state title banners in junior high. Actually, there isn't a state title, so you don't hang any. So we're just looking to really develop them and prepare them for the next level.
So, who do you think some of your toughest opponents are going to be this year?
We played some of the area schools this summer in Maryville League, and we lost to Platte Valley, which is Jefferson and South Nottoway. They're together now in a co-op, so they beat us a couple times. So I'd say they're going to be way up there. We really want to beat them.
So, who do you think some of your team leaders are?
I think, a core of my 8th grade, they're returners, so they have a little bit of experience. So you're talking Elena Officer, Caitlin Rathband, Emily Pittman, and Carly Grace are all good leaders. And so I'm looking to develop as leaders, I think, as they go forward too.
Sounds like you got a pretty good team this year. You look to see any dunks this season?
We've been drilling it in practice every now and again. We get the trampoline out and, work on our double backflips, or, we try jumping off each other's backs. But I really think the only dunks we're going to see this year is me putting an Oreo in a glass of milk. So I don't think it's going to happen.
Sounds pretty good.
Oh yeah, we're excited. So.
Well, thanks for coming today. Hi, I'm Cameron Coulter. I'm here with professional basketball star Bryson from King City, Missouri. We're going to be talking about North Andrews Middle School boys basketball team today. So what are your expectations for the team this year?
This year, we have a lot of turnover, so we're a pretty young team, not too much experience coming back. And basically my expectations are always really simple. We're just trying to improve every single time we step out on the court.
So who would you say your leaders of the team are?
We got a lot. I think if you're looking to pinpoint a few, probably Tanner McDaniel. He's our only guy who got A minutes last year. He's coming back. And Brewer Wheeler's really stepped up in the offseason and been a true leader for us.
So who do you think your toughest opponent's going to be this year?
I think we'll have several tough games this year, but one we have circled is St. Joe Christian. I think that their basketball program is really on the rise, and we're really looking forward to that game.
So it sounds like you got a pretty solid basketball team this year.
Hopefully.
Are you expecting any dunks this season?
Lots of them. At least one a game.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming today. It's nice having you.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Our expectations this year is to improve at basketball and win the King City tournament.
Our toughest opponent is probably going to be St. Joe Christian, and Tanner might have a few dunks later in the season.
Well, Cameron, the election's coming up in a week.
I know, it's been a crazy election this year. Don't you have a story about that?
Yeah, I do. Let's roll it.
What would you do if you were president of the United States?
Make a city.
You'd make a city? Anything else?
No.
Presleigh, what would you do if you're president of the United States?
Want more recess.
Fulton, what would you do if you're president of the United States?
Go deer hunting!
2016 is another election year. Both parties have elected the candidates. For the Republicans, they have Donald Trump. For the Democrats, they have Hillary Clinton. According to polls done by CBS, Hillary is leading with 46% of votes and Donald Trump at 44%. Third parties have 5% of the votes and 2% are undecided. There are also two main third-party candidates this year, Gary Johnson of the Libertarian Party and Jill Stein of the Green Party. According to earlier polls, Gary Johnson has 10% of the voters' attention. In order to be at the debate, he has to have 15% of votes on the polls. Jill Stein has 5% of the votes. This election will be held on November 8th, 2016. And now we decided to go to the streets to see what some students and teachers thought of the election.
We're live with Mason Arnold to hear about the presidential debate. Mason,
Who would you like to win president?
Tim Roush.
What do you like about Tim Roush?
Tim Roush is a fine teacher and a fine American.
Do you know who Gary Johnson or Jill Stein are?
I think they're the independents, the third-party candidates, who'd probably be the better options for America.
Okay, and what would you do if you were president?
Not have Trump be president, or Hillary.
So, here we are with Callie Smith on the presidential election. Callie, who would you like to win president?
Tim Roush.
Why do you want Tim Roush to win president?
He's a great history teacher, and I feel like he'd make a wonderful president.
Do you know who Jill Stein or Gary Johnson are?
They're the independent party candidates.
And if you were president, what would you do?
I would replace CNN and Fox News with NAC News.
Sounds great. So here with history teacher Mr. Roush on the election. Mr. Roush, what do you think about the presidential election?
Well, so far it's been kind of an entertaining election. We spend a lot more time focusing on the candidates' images than we do on their actual policies or their ideas, and that's kind of unfortunate. It'd be better off if we could actually just look at what they wanted to do, what they were trying to say, as opposed to looking at their characters and their flaws.
What do you know about the third-party candidates?
Well, Gary Johnson is a libertarian, and the Libertarian Party is very similar to the Republicans in a lot of ways. And I think that's probably going to pull several votes away from the Republican candidate, Donald Trump. Mrs. Stein is the Green Party, and that's a little bit closer to the Democratic Party, and so she will probably pull a few votes away from Hillary Clinton, too. So I think the third parties this time will actually play a pretty significant role in the election.
So do you know, when we were interviewing other people, they said they wanted you to be president?
Well, I don't think I could afford to take that kind of a pay cut, so.
Do you know what would your policies be if you were president?
Well, there would be a lot more Mountain Dew, a lot more Cheetos, and world peace.
Yeah. That's here from NAC News, signing off.
Wow, I sure am excited for the election this year.
Yeah, have you heard the band play this year?
Yeah, and I believe Randy did a story over that.
Let's watch it.
North Andrew hired a new band director this year, Mr. Stephen Till. Mr. Till has several goals for the band. His goals for this marching season are to show signs of steady improvement over the year before. We are off to a good start this year, placing at the Southwest Iowa Band Jamboree at Clarinda. I hope to see us continue the success at Missouri Western and Northwest. Mr. Till is very proud of the kids at the Clarinda. The band did not place last year, so he enjoyed seeing the steady improvement of the group. The band was just 1 point shy of placing sixth this year. Being in band takes a large amount of time and effort to be good. Mr. Till feels that a lot of people underestimate the amount of focus, discipline, and hard work that goes into parade session. We placed 7th out of 20 bands at the Clarinda, and if you look at the scores across the board, that was no easy feat as any other sporting activity. A marching band takes a tremendous amount of work ethic and practice to become something special. Each and every member makes an impact of the group's overall performance. So it's important to work together as a team and really give it your all if you want to be one of the best. Mr. Till began the year with ambitions of starting up a jazz band and indoor drumline. The jazz group hasn't quite worked out as he had hoped since our enrollment numbers were down. I've utilized that time by teaching jazz elements, articulations, and songs with the group. We also use that time to further develop individual playing talents as well. Till continued by talking about the drumline. The drumline, on the other hand, has done a tremendous job. They meet on Tuesday and Thursday mornings from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. They have learned 4 new melodies. I'm very excited to start talking the new drumline and competitions in the next year. Mr. Till finished up by saying that he has a lot of faith in his group and has told them many times that he will take them as far as they are willing to work towards. The talent and the potential is certainly there.
Good story, Randy.
Tyler, did you read my story about Hurricane Matthew?
No, I didn't, but I'm pretty interested.
Yeah, let's watch that now.
Hurricane Matthew was declared a Category 4 hurricane when it made landfall in Florida. Hurricane Matthew affected Florida, Haiti, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and the Caribbean islands. Hurricane Matthew was a big hurricane that killed over 1,384 people. It formed near the Windward Islands on September 28, 2016. The hurricane was the worst Haiti has had in a decade. Hurricane Matthew sustained winds of 120 miles per hour. Hurricane Matthew also had a huge effect on South Carolina. The flooding caused minor damage. The flooding tore away roads and even washed people's cars and houses away. Hurricane Matthew was definitely a crazy storm and will be one in the record books.
Well, Well, that concludes our October broadcast. I sure had a lot of fun.
So did I. Well, this is Cameron Coulter
Tyler Schumann.
and our cameraman Randy Singleton signing off.